Yeah, I see them.
My name is Eugenia. I am Ukrainian. I left Kiev 2 months ago with my husband and my little Nicole. At that time, I didn't know the reason why we were fleeing. I thought that my husband was just a driver, as he told me, but now I know that he was involved in politics. We live in Madrid. I gave birth here to another child, and now I am a mother of 2 beautiful children. But I'm still worried about Nicole, because she was with us, with everything that happened in Ukraine, and I don't know how much she remembers of everything we went through. Dear Nicole, with this letter, I will explain to you why you live so far from your motherland. Your father and I promised each other that we shall have a good life. We had a beautiful wedding. We purchased a plot of land in the countryside, where I, at the time pregnant with you, spent the entire summer. The outdoors and fresh air were positively influencing our plans for the future. Today, I cannot promise you that you will ever see that beauty again. You were born amidst a revolution in our country. Many people, tens of thousands of them, were gathering on the Maidan Square to achieve justice. Your father was there too. He was supporting the crowd, bringing them food and firewood, so that they would not freeze in the biting cold. He did so because the future of our family and the Ukraine was being decided. I thought then that your father worked as a driver. With his actions on the Maidan, he opposed the politics of his employer. In those days, I knew very few details of what was happening, but I always believed in the correctness of the actions of your father. In February 2014, your father arranged a nice surprise for us, a trip to Budapest. We were there only a few days when your father received a call from his employer. He was told not to return to Kiev. We decided to stay in Europe and to figure out what to do in the future. I was waiting for a new contract for a month, and we spent our time traveling through Europe. But our money was running out, and I was pregnant with your brother. We had to return to Kiev. We thought that things in our country had calmed down. The situation was better, and your father believed that he could start a business. We were happy to return home and to be reunited with Grandma and Granddad.
Hola. Hola. Раздевайся. Николя, раздевайся. Папа тут, раздевайся. Давай, давай. Иди. Hola. Иди.
Приходить десь в кінці октября, прийшло двоє в гражданському, вони прийшли, ми подзвонили, ми відкрили, і ніде нічого, так як того. Вони почали розпрашувати, де син. Ну ми ж нічого не знаємо, ну де син? Нема, откуда знаю. Потім, десь 10 ноября вони прийшли знову до нас. Прийшли вже троє. Ті двоє і ще один прийшов з нами. Вони прийшли і почали знову грожати. І, мов, якщо ми в третій раз прийдемо, то ми вас заставимо. Тут уже ви скажете, де ваш син. Ну откуда ми знаємо, і щоб ми нічого не знали. Після цього ми подзвонили вам, вже зв'язалися, ви сказали, що якщо вам треба срочно, улітати, тому що такі люди шуткувати не люблять.
Hola, pájaros. Hola. Вот, смотри, голубь.
One sunny day, we were strolling together in the park, and two strangers who introduced themselves as policemen, flashing their ID, approached me and started talking about your father. I had no idea what they were talking about, but very rudely they let me understand that they wanted to know where your father was. They told me that he should report to an address they named. If he would not show up, they said they knew where he lived. 1 week later, your father disappeared and did not return home. I was frightened and worried sick, but there was no point to go to report him missing to the police, who would not look for him before 72 hours had passed. He wasn't picking up his phone, and then it was turned off. He finally came home. You were very small then, and when you saw him, you started crying. I hope you don't remember his face covered in blood and bruises all over his body.
Кто такая что-то? Ой, догоню. Ой, догоню. Ой, догоню.
At the time, I didn't know, but now I know. It was the police that beat him up. I was pregnant with your brother. I was very worried. When people called to threaten us and came to us on the street, it was all terrifying. We felt in danger, and we moved to the apartment of our friends, since we were no longer safe at home. Your father kept receiving threatening phone calls until he decided to go and report all to the police. 2 days later, he received a message that he had committed a fatal error. And we finally understood that we must leave Ukraine. Your father said, "Pack your bags, girls." We found the first and cheapest ticket to Girona, not even knowing anyone in Spain. We had little money, we had no time to collect more, we had no clue about life in Spain. When we landed in Girona, we went to the police and asked for asylum. After a month and a half, we moved to Madrid, where your younger brother was born.
Puerta abierta. Por favor, cierre después de entrar.
Próxima parada, Fortaleza.
Следующее слово – писать. Я пишу.
Пишу.
Писать. Глагол
Our plans for you were very different to this life we have here in Madrid. We had a house and enough income to give you a good life, but we have lost everything.
Пишу письмо.
А ну-ка. Я пишу письмо. Супер. Письмо.
Вкусная яблочко. Доча, вкусная яблочко.
Мы остаемся в этой стране или здесь какой-то шанс вернуться в Украину? Или мы туда уже никогда не вернемся?
Я думаю, дорога в Украину нам закрыта. Поэтому мы будем начинать жизнь сначала в новой стране.
Ну, а как по поводу нашей квартиры, участка, который мы буквально вот купили, как поженились?
Я думаю, у нас есть еще время на раздумье по этому поводу. И по поводу дома, и по поводу квартиры. Поэтому обязательно что-то решим.
Ну, а все наши финансовые средства? То есть тут мы, понятно, работаем потихоньку, наживаем потихоньку, но это все равно не та жизнь. То есть пока мы достигнем того уровня, как мы жили в Украине, пройдет, я думаю, немало времени. Их можно как-то оттуда забрать?
Не знаю. Может быть и можно. Водичка надо.
Dear Nicole and Adrian, I can only promise you that the day you read this letter, things will be very different. And I hope that one day you will travel to visit your beautiful country, Ukraine.
Adrian. Adrian. Un besito. Nicole. Un besito. Muy bien. Muy bien. Опять.